he's thinking about making one called Hercules.
So how's your jobs going right now?
My job, well, I don't have any more jobs, but I used to have, I'm working in Disney production right now. I used to work in a lot of shops. Like, they were usually all at the same time. In 1910, I was a paper boy, but I wasn't paid because my father said that if he put food on the table, he shouldn't get paid. Then I worked for a jelly bean factory at 1915. Also in 1915, I worked at a candy store. Again at 1915, I worked at the railroad. Then at 1915, I worked as the Red Cross driver. Yeah. In 1919, I worked as I worked at a post office. Also in 1990, I worked as a Gray Advertising Academy. Also in 1990, I worked at my friend Eric's company, Abe's. Yeah. And again in 1919, I worked at the Laughogram Academy. And again at 1919, I worked at the Gray Advertising Academy. And finally, in 1919, I worked at Disney Productions.
So, you can see that he has many more jobs than you would probably have today. So, what about your Disney production? You like it way more than your other jobs, don't you?
Yeah, I just like it a lot more because I can just sit down, think what I'm writing, and maybe I didn't turn it into a movie.
So, what kind of movies do you make?
Well, my first couple of my movies were Alice in Wonderland, Flowers and Trees, the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, and finally we have Peter Pan.
I haven't seen any of those movies yet.
You haven't? Oh, they're classics. You should see.
So, what about this Disneyland I hear about?
Oh, Disney. Oh, yeah, it's a fine creation. I was taking my daughter Shannon and Ruth to an amusement park, and it was just so dirty, and the rides were all scratchy and broken. And it was one of my lifelong dreams to make an amusement park. So I decided to make Disney World, as you see here. This picture right here. Yes.
Well, that sounds like fun. I've never been there yet. So,
oh, it's loads of
I
fun.
see that you got a box here with us.
Yeah, I brought a box. A box from my past memories. Great experiences those times. I didn't like a couple of them. First, this is an art box. I brought it because I love to draw, as you know, because I've made so many productions. It's very wonderful, and I just love it so much. That's what it's... Okay. Cut. Come on, cut. Hello again. We had a little, technical difficulties. Okay, next we have here, autographs from Disney World that they're thinking about making later. It's going to be a very nice theme park. You can just get all these autographs from people. I've gotten a couple already, and it's very nice. The Mad Hatter, Dopey, someone else I can't read their handwriting. I think it's Minnie Mouse. Let's see here. Mary Poppins, very nice, yes. Alice from Wonderland, yes. I can't read that one's too sloppy. And then on the back here I have, what's his face? Goofy, Mickey Mouse, and I have Pluto bringing a dog phone, yeah, because he loves phones.
Yeah,
Moving on.
I see you have a lot of autographs there.
Yeah, they're all my friends. Good buddies.
Yeah.
Now I have a whip. When I was a little boy, my father would beat me, and one time when he was about to punch me, I stopped him and I said, "Dad, don't. Stop." he stopped and never did it again. Next I have a pig and a dog. And I have these because I loved animals and I love being on the farm. It was great. I absolutely loved animals. I'd never hurt them in my life. Next we have money, cash, green stuff. I made a lot of this from my Disney productions, Mickey Mouse, all this, you know, my movies and everything, and my amusement park. But that I had to put in a lot of money for that. So
See, like money there. Yeah.
What do we have here? Look it's Mickey Mouse. Hi everybody, how's it going? I'm Mickey Mouse, and I want to tell you that my favorite job was Steamboat Willie. I love Steamboat Willie. 'Cause I got to drive. I love driving. Yeah, I was in a lot of movies. Over 20. And now you can see me on the House of Mouse. Okay, Mrs. Thanks for finding us. Now we have my friend Mortimer the Mouse. I was originally going to call Mickey Mouse Mortimer the Mouse because when I was living in my apartment, there was all these mice that lived in my house, and I named one Mortimer, and I trained him, and I would draw a circle, and I trained him to stay in the circle. And I taught him that. And I was originally going to call Mickey Mouse, like I said, but then my wife, she was like, Mortimer the Mouse. And it was been a great show, Oprah. Okay,
What are you talking about, Dr. Phil? Okay.
Okay.
See you later, Walt Disney. It's been nice having you here.
Starring Bart Barrett as Walt Disney. Starring Jacob Olexa as Dr. Phil.
Starring Pamela Barrett, Bart's sister, as the video cameraman. Woman.
This year I would like you to give me an A+ for my Walt Disney project. Ask Miss Community if you give Jake extra credit for helping me on mine, and I would just like to thank you and say, is that a new haircut, Mr. Guy?